Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to this wonderful group. And every Wednesday we go live talking about some fantastical thing to help you to align with the energy of money, to dispel the weight of feeling like you have no self-worth when it comes to around money. We're going to fix all those things. Today, Part 2, we're talking about what do the stars say about your money habits and exploring the link between astrology and finance. So wonderful to be here with you today, and we have lots to go over today. And if your sign is not talked about today, it was talked about last week. Oh my gosh, we've got so much to talk about today, so without delay, we are going to continue into this series. I love this series. Anything that can help you alter your perspective around money and elevate it in the most positive way possible is a glorious thing to connect to. And if astrology is the way that aligns with you for you to be able to do that, give that power and run with it, my friends. Alrighty, so like I've said a million times before, what you give power to is what works for you. What you believe in, you give that power to, it amplifies it, and it works for you. So like I said, if astrology is the way to go for you, lean into that. Love it with all your heart and run. So when your sign comes up, I would love for you to let me know in the comments if this is your sign. And I find at face value, sometimes the things that I'm going to mention, when they come up, you're like, that doesn't really seem aligned with me. But if you think about the ways that you interact not only with others, but with yourself, the way that you talk to yourself in regards to money and the way that you view the world, the clarity with that starts to come through and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I can see how that works for me. So one thing, in terms of amplifying and improving your intuition, you might, as we chat, you will, I'm going to put that out there in power today. You are going to get little messages, little images, little flashbacks, little memories that are going to come up for you when I'm talking about your sign. Or even if I'm not talking about your sign today and you're still watching, something might come up for you. This is excellent. I want you to be aware that your subconscious is wanting you to be aware that something's coming up for you and you need to focus your attention on that. The things that come up, things that we need to focus on, because those are getting from A to B. Let me say this, getting from A to B, we know is not a straight road. It is an up and down, left and right, topsy-turvy roller coaster all over the place. But if we can ground ourselves and start listening to our intuition more, it's going to guide us to the next step, the next rung in the ladder that we need to step onto and be able to focus on that thing, that memory, that download, whatever's coming up for you, to engage into that and work on it, okay? So we talked about Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo last week. So let us dive into Virgo. Virgo's August 23rd to September 22nd. Virgo is analytical, practical, a bit critical. They're the type of person who will notice every little flaw in a product or service and point them out to everyone around them. It's great to be friends with a Virgo, I have to say. So positives for Virgo. So positives with Virgo. Analytical, practical, so you are great at creating and sticking to a budget. Negative, might be a little critical. Might be a little perfectionistic. So you might stress yourself out over small financial details. So that's something to be aware of. With Virgo, misconceptions I would like you to be aware of. You might think that you're being responsible and practical by obsessing over those details of your finances, but you might end up overlooking the importance of taking breaks, recovery, enjoying life, and working outside of money. Let me know if that rings true to you. So I encourage you to focus on taking breaks, finding ways to make your financial management more efficient, where you don't feel like you have to have a chokehold on it at all times. Enjoy ways to step into finding ways to enjoy life outside of your work, outside of money. Okay, that's very important. I'm stopping. Something's coming up there. So just take that in for a second. So also too, even though you have to step into a little bit of letting go of the things, play around with your imaginative, creative mind and find ways to increase your income. Okay? So exploring new ways, this is something I love to do with all my clients. I tell them to take out a pen and paper, write down 10 ways within your business that you can increase your income. You can increase the money coming to you. There are things that'll rattle off right off the top of your head, and then you might have to get a little bit more creative with it. But focusing on it, how you can expand the way that you welcome money, the ideas that you think of that can welcome more money into your life, the more that you're focusing on money's good, money's expansive, money's abundant, and I can reach out and grab it by stepping into these new creative ways to increase your income. Budgeting tools are really great for Virgos. I say that for a lot of, I know what you're feeling. Ooh, organizing all that stuff sometimes, let that chokehold go. Trust yourself. Don't wrap your emotions up in stepping into budgeting, okay? Make it fun. Like I talked about with Gemini last week, Geminis, we like to have all the tools and all the things. I'm a Gemini. Help it be fun. Help yourself allow budgeting, using budgeting tools to be fun and creative. If you like stickers and charts, my gosh, go for it. Automate your bills and savings. Virgos can set up automatic payments for bills and savings to amplify that financial management so that you can let the chokehold go on that perfectionist part of you and lean into more of trusting of yourself. Consolidate accounts. So if you've got multiple bank accounts, multiple credit cards, consider consolidating them to make it easier for you to be able to keep track of your finances. And this can also reduce fees and simplify your financial management. In the realm of credit cards, be aware though, because when you close down credit cards, it messes up your credit for a little bit. So something that I like to do once a year with my credit cards is I like to call the credit card company and say, what have you got for me? I'm looking for more rewards. I'm looking to lower my annual payment if that credit card has an annual payment. What have you got for me? Because currently I'm shopping around and I don't know if this credit card that I have is worth it anymore. And you will see that you keep pressing and they will be able to make that credit card work better for you and get more rewards, or maybe lessen your annual fee, maybe eradicate your annual fee completely. Negotiation, you can do this with your bank accounts too. Eliminating bank fees, all those little tiny things, they really start to add up. And also too, for my Virgos, set financial goals. This is for everybody. Everything that you're hearing, you're like nodding, even though that's not your sign. You're like, yeah, write it down, because that's something that you need to dive into for you to advance, to up level the way that you look at money, because the way that you look at it will start to change. So financial goals, it'll help you stay motivated, stay focused, short-term, long-term, do it. Paying off that debt, saving up for retirement, talking to a financial advisor, shop around for a really good one. Have more conversations. Ask really uncomfortable questions in regards to your finances. When I talk to my financial advisor, I say, talk to me like I'm 5. Talk to me like I have no idea what you're talking about. And we have really great conversations, and there's no judgment there because they want your business, okay? Yeah, so don't be afraid to have those uncomfortable conversations. Libras. I've got lots of Libras in my life. My dad, my sister. Libras, you are charming, social, a little bit indecisive. You're the type of person who will spend hours trying to decide which outfit to wear to a party, still not be satisfied with your choice. Positives for Libra. Charming. Ooh, you are charming, diplomatic. You're really good at negotiating better deals and finding ways to save money. So the last little thing that I mentioned about bank accounts and credit cards, ooh, you are good at that. Negatives for Libra though. Negatives, Libras, can be a little bit indecisive, prone to impulse buying, so you might need to think twice about making a big purchase. Something that's been really big in my family ever since I was little, my dad being a Libra, he always says any big purchase, we're going to write out a pros and a cons list. And if the pros outweigh the cons, we're going to do it. So that might be a strategy that works for you. Gorgeous. Virgo, I just went over you. That's a weird thing. I talked about Virgo. I just talked about Virgo. Alrighty, so continuing on. Grateful that you all are here with me today. Misconceptions for Libras that I think you should be aware of. That you need to be aware of. We don't like the word should because it has this negative connotation behind it where you are wrong, you could be wrong, you're gonna be wrong. So try not to should on yourself and instead change that word. So Libra might think you're being fair and balanced by sharing your wealth with others, but you might be overlooking the importance of setting boundaries and prioritizing your own financial goals. Let me know if that rings true for you. So improving your finances and mindset, my beautiful Libras, benefit from creating a budget and sticking to it. Why, Lindsay, do you keep talking about creating a budget? Because planning and strategizing helps you to take your wonderful chaos brain, no matter what sign you are, and focus it in a positive way. Okay, so don't hate me for repeating that little tidbit of advice over and over again. Libra, focus on prioritizing your own financial goals, setting boundaries with others when it comes to money, and more specifically, you can benefit from finding a supportive community of friends, family members who can help you to be more accountable to your financial goals. And also start focusing on finding ways to save money on everyday expenses. Meal planning, finding discounts on clothing, entertainment. I find researching those things and really getting creative with it is actually quite fun. Anything you can do to put more positive energy into your connection with finances, yes, do it. Because every time you look at money, you want to feel positive. Doing these things are going to do that for you. You want to step away from that idea that money makes me feel like I'm less than, that I'm not worthy of having abundance. We're going to talk more about that later. So, other things for Libras that you can do: determine your income, your expenses, so what I mean by that is your income as well as other expenses. Start to go through that with a fine-tooth comb. I just want you to look at the numbers of it all. Take out the emotion. We don't get emotional about money anymore. That's just a statement that we live by every day in our lives, across our hearts. This is the statement that we live by. There's no emotion around money. It's numbers. And it's all good, right? Prioritize your expenses, my Libras. Making informed decisions about where to allocate your money. Stepping into confidence about that allocation. Confidence, more positive energy towards the idea of money, the better. Practice financial self-care. So set those boundaries. That's a big one that's coming up right now. Set those financial boundaries to protect your financial well-being. So go through your bills, credit cards, get rid of those little unnecessary expenses and subscriptions that you may have forgotten about. And say no to financial requests from others. This comes up for Libras quite a bit. So be aware of that. And don't be afraid to seek financial and professional advice. Next, my Scorpios. October 23rd, November 21st. Scorpio, intense, passionate, a little bit secretive. You're the type of person who will keep your thoughts and feelings hidden, but then explode with emotion at unexpected moments. No, not you. Positives for Scorpio: intense passion, might be really great at setting and achieving your financial goals, but the negative part of that secretive, obsessive might step in a little bit, so you might need to avoid becoming too focused on money in general in that way. And material possessions is what I'm more leaning towards, okay? Be aware of that. improving your finances and mindset. I'm chewing on my words funny here today. I apologize. Create a healthy balance between work and life. And the next handful of lives that we're going to be diving into in the next few weeks are going to help you do just that. So make sure that you stay tuned. So also focus on investing in yourself, investing in your future while enjoying the present. Increase your financial literacy, attend workshops, reading financial blogs, anything that floats your boat. Start leaning into it a little bit more, maybe just 10 minutes a day. Just like a little bit, little tiny niblets, little tiny bites to eat, to make it more easier for you to digest. I feel the apprehension come up because I know these are things that we avoid. And it's not that we're bad people or that we're stupid. We know exactly what we need to do. And leaning into it a little bit at a time is going to create this wonderful compound interest of confidence around you and your finances. You don't have to be an all or nothing person. Don't do that to yourself. Little bit all the time. And I encourage you to schedule in that financial competency time where you schedule in 30 minutes on a Wednesday afternoon where you look at your bills and try and just clean them up. Make notes, take action. Little bit all the time. It's incremental, monumental change is what you're doing. Next, Sagittarius. November 22nd to December 21st, Sagittarius, you are adventurous, optimistic, a little bit reckless. That's okay. It makes you so fun. You're the type of person that will book a last-minute trip to a foreign country without any plan or preparation. Positives about Sagittarius, that adventurous and optimistic side of you, and you might be great at taking calculated risk when it comes to making money. That's awesome. Negative, on the flip side of that, might be a little impulsive, like I said, a little reckless. So use that pros and cons list that I talked about earlier, because you might need to avoid making big financial decisions on a whim. My Sagittarius, things that I would love for you to be aware of. You might be thinking that you're adventurous and optimistic by taking risks with your finances, but you might end up overlooking a solid financial plan for yourself, saving for your future. So create a solid, delicious, joyful, enjoyable financial plan and stick to it. Focus on minimizing that impulsive spending, pros and cons list, easy peasy way to do, and find a financial advisor. You absorb that energy of the 5 people that you hang around with most. So make the conscious decision to reach out to those who are smarter than you about money and embrace their knowledge. It might take you a few people before you start resonating with their energy and what they're talking about, and that's totally okay. You can say no to certain financial advisors. Audition a bunch of them. Audition them. Have a list of questions. If you resonate with their energy, their vibe, their personality, awesome. Work with them for a little bit. If it doesn't work, you can let them go. I think there's this huge idea where with money, when you do something with it, you gotta commit to it. Talking to a financial advisor, I don't want you to feel like that at all. Talking to someone who is a financial coach, anybody at the bank asking silly questions, talking to people who are very successful in their business, make more money than you, there's no need to be insecure in asking for help. There's no need to be insecure in asking for help. In fact, majority of those people, 99% of those people are going to want to help you anyway, okay? So, next thing for my Sagittarians, one more last thing for you, also try and focus on ways to reduce your debt, consolidating high interest loans, negotiating with creditors. Yes. Capricorns, December 22nd, January to January 19th. Capricorn is responsible, ambitious, but serious. They're the type of person who work hard to achieve their goals, even if it means sacrificing personal life. So let's get into some positives, some negatives around it. Capricorn, I love you. You're fantastical, responsible, ambitious, so you might be really great in managing your finances and building wealth over time. Negative, little bit of a workaholic on that flip side. Might be a little bit materialistic, so you need to remember to enjoy your money gently and take breaks from your busy schedule. The recovery time is something that we understand when we're working out. That makes sense. You work out at the gym, you work your muscles, you lift weights, you tear the muscles, you got to repair them. So you got to wait 24, 48, 72 hours before you work certain muscle groups again. You have to have active recovery when you're working. We're going to talk more about that in the weeks to come. Improving your finances and mindsets, my Capricorns. Benefit from taking breaks. Enjoy life outside of work and making money, because when you do that, you have that recovery time and you have more energy in work when you are sitting down at your desk, making all those big decisions, active choices, opening up your expansiveness. You gotta take breaks. You got to take breaks so your cup can be filled. Working from an empty cup is quite painful. Yes. Focus on creating passive income streams. This resonates very well with you. Okay, excuse me. Focus on maybe building wealth through investing, creating a diversified portfolio, maybe even in real estate. That's something that tickles your Capricorn fancy. Yeah, renting out properties, investing in dividend-paying stocks. There's lots of really good ones. So how can you learn about all those things? Let me tell you what I do for learning about investing. I don't have television in my house, and so I had to get a television in my house. We have a TV for watching movies and that sorts of stuff, but I did subscribe to a channel in Canada. BNN Bloomberg is all about stocks, all about investing. So what I do every morning, half an hour, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., is I sit down and I just watch and I learn and I research stuff. And it's that little bit of compound interest in improving your financial literacy. So if I'm doing that 5 days a week, it's 5 hours a week, I'm improving my financial literacy. And there's something you don't understand that they're talking about, take a moment, look it up. Little bit at a time, make it super gentle, easy for you. There's Bloomberg in the States as well. It's just the channel that I found that works really well for what I'm trying to do with investing and diversifying my portfolio. So if that's something that's just an ick to you, I give you full permission to go and discover what tickles your fancy in understanding finances and investing. YouTube. YouTube is all the free things. All the free things. You could make buttloads of money by learning just from YouTube videos. My brother learned how to create websites when it wasn't a point and click template kind of thing now that it is now, but he learned how to build websites from scratch with code, all from YouTube. It's all available. You just have to get over that ick feeling of taking the first step to sitting down and watching something. And you might find that your brain does not like learning about finances at all. I found for quite a long time that whenever I would pick up a book on finances, I would read the same paragraph over and over again. What is that, Lindsay? What is that? Those are all your past programmings coming to light. All the things that you've had programmed into your subconscious about money. In terms of when you were growing up, ages 0 to 7 is where your subconscious mind gets developed, and then through the rest of your life, you can change this, of course, but this is the 98% of place that you live from, that you take action from, is that place from 0 to 7 that was programmed. So when you go to pick up a financial book and you're reading through it and you're like, this is gobbledygook, I am not absorbing any information here whatsoever, this is why. And so you might have to go back and be like, okay, what was I programmed with? What did I see my parents do? What did I see teachers do? What did I see, instead of just being taught, what did I see about money? hide it, don't tell anybody you have it, hoard it. My goodness, I've got a lot of really messed up ones that I'm still working with today. But when you chip away at that marble statue over and over again, underneath is the Adonis, right? You are the way, you are the path, you are the light. Hello, Elton. How are you? You made it today. I'm so happy to see you. Passive income is the way to go. Trading stocks and forex is a test of emotional intelligence. Yes, absolutely. If you can't control your emotions around losing money, don't trade. Don't ever invest money that you can't lose. That's a big one. Little bits at a time. They have fractional trading now, so you can invest little tiny bits all the time. Following the S&P 500 has been the bestest way to go because year over year it improves. Last year, not so good, but if you look from the beginning, it constantly improves. So this is a long-term investment thing. I'm not talking about swing trading, day trading, any of that stuff. I didn't even say those words. Little tiny bits all the time. This is how we change, we grow, we advance, we up-level. Little baby steps. I know you're a powerful individual. I know you're a go big and go home person. I know you are. And that's wonderful and fantastic. But with these things, you just need to be a little gentle when you step into them. Okay? So, Capricorns, if you're interested in learning how to build wealth through investing with real estate in Canada and the US, educate yourself. Look up courses in your area if you can. I find that it's better to actually go to an event because the energy, being in that energy of all the people trying to advance themselves and reaching out to an educator and being in that space, that being in that space is going to energetically advance you. 110%. You're going to make contacts. You might make money accountability partner in those opportunities for you to take workshops and seminars outside of your home. I really have a hard time learning just from my computer. I find I learn better with people around me because I'm a little competitive, so it forces me to pay attention more. So if that works for you, awesome. But if you're great behind the computer and you can do all the courses on your own at home, oh my goodness, I am so jealous. You are absolutely amazing. Tell me how you do it. I want to know. Set goals, my Capricorns. Clear goals for your investing in real estate ventures. Determine your risk tolerance. It's a big one. Time horizon, expected returns. Develop a plan that aligns with your goals. And something that I've learned while on my investment journey, building my investment portfolio, stick to your plan and stay as emotionless to it as possible. Okay? Work with professionals. Yes, I'm going to say organize your finances, set goals, create budgets, work with professionals. I'm going to say this over and over because we all need to hear it. And sometimes the hardest thing to ask for is help. Doesn't mean you're weak. It actually means you're strong. Okay? I love you. You got this. Do it. Aquarius, January 20th, February 18th. To February 18th. Aquarius, you are independent, intellectual, and a bit eccentric. I wanted to say independent, intellectual, and eccentric all together, and it didn't come out right. You're the type of person who will come up with wild ideas and theories that no one else can understand, but you do. I love it. Positives, Aquarius is independent, intellectual, so you might be able to find unconventional ways to make money. Negative can be a little detached and unpredictable, so you have to be aware of making any impulse decisions. Try to avoid any of those. You might think that you are being independent and unconventional by taking a non-traditional approach to your finances, but you might overlook the importance of seeking advice and guidance from others and really tapping into the basics. You can benefit from seeking advice, find someone who is smarter than you, and learn that guidance from those trusted financial professionals. Create a really nice, solid financial plan that aligns with your values, with your beliefs, okay? And try and do that exercise in ways to expand more income in your business. Find 10 ways that you can expand that income in your business. Question I like to always ask my clients is, how can you be making money when you sleep? Write down 5 ways of how you can be making money when you sleep within your business. Yes. So for Aquarians, finding financial mentors, networking, referrals, professional associations, you're creative, you're unconventional, you're going to find a way that works really well for you. Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. It is Pisces season right now. You are creative, empathetic, a little bit dreamy. You're the type of person who might get lost in your own thoughts and imagination and have a little bit difficulty in staying grounded. The positives about you: creative, empathetic, like I mentioned. You're really great at finding ways to make money doing what you love. A little bit of the negative side can be a little bit of an escapist, prone to overspending on things that make you feel good in the moment. So, things to be aware of. You might think that you're being creative and intuitive by following your heart when it comes to money, but really step into making sure your boundaries are set first. Establish those really important boundaries for yourself, and don't be afraid to be practical about your financial decisions. It's not boring. It's having a solid foundation. Practical decisions about your finances. So find a balance between your creative and practical sides. Focus on create that budget and stick to it. Make it as sexy and as fun as possible, or make it as dry, bland, boring, vanilla as possible. Make it so easy you can't say no. Yes. Attend events. Network with people. Focus on find ways to save money on everyday expenses, negotiate those bills, finding cheaper alternatives for your favorite activities, get creative. And even though I'm saying create a budget, pull back a little bit, be aware, you're learning how to respect the way that you interact with money. And sometimes, most times, to be able to do that, you need to take a step back. Take a 30,000 view of the situation that's going on, tidy it up, declutter it, clean it up a little bit, so that when you think of money, like I mentioned before, feels good. I'm in control. I know what I'm doing. I got my boundaries in place. I got my goals in place. I got my budget that's delicious and still fun. Doesn't mean you can't spend any money. Doesn't mean you can't have a spontaneous purchase. My goodness, no. You can still make it fun. And I encourage you to do any positive energy you can put behind the monies. Do that. Okay, my loves? So, any questions, comments, insights, even if it wasn't your sign? I know I repeated myself a lot, but having a better relationship with money is very straightforward. It's not complicated. We like to complicate it, and it's not always our fault. It's mostly not our fault. I'm going to say that. It's the way that we were raised. It's the world that we grew up in, and paying attention to what's going on. Because as a child, you learn by because you can't communicate yet, which is a different weird thing. And most times as a child, it's really hard. You can't convey how you feel with words because language is not your strong suit. You don't come out philosophizing Socrates. You don't, you feel. So I encourage you to get back to that feeling space. Figure out what you saw that you know is not right. Stand up for yourself. Renegotiate those programmings in your head. Reframe them, alter them, shift them. Showers of money. Yes. Leo loves money. Yes. Yes, Leos do. Okay, so something I want to talk about very quickly here. So something that I've been contemplating on creating space for is, how can I help you more with your finances, with the way that you see your finances, with the energy that you currently exist in around money? And so this is what came to me today. There is a war on your perception of money. And I know you feel that. The economy right now, Yes, as if you didn't have money shit before. Holy goodness, the outside world is a crazy place. Inflation, high interest rate, the price of everything and all the things. For example, in British Columbia, where I live, gas is $1.71 a liter. $1.71 a liter, and the cheapest province in Canada is $1.31. What is that in American dollars? That's $6.47 per gallon for my siblings to the south. That's normal. And right now, whereas your country's average, I looked it up today, your average gas today across the nation, because I know it's different in different states, $3.33 a gallon. That's 80 cents a liter in Canada. Whew. My goodness, I'd be having a party if gas was 80 cents a liter. I'd be just driving around to drive around. Alas, I digress here. This is making you feel worthless day by day. We all have roots in feeling less than growing up. Yes, because our parents, our guardians could not provide all that we expected we needed to have to feel nurtured. Okay? So I think it's actually a gift. Our yucky poo yuckies things that we have to deal with in our lives, they're the light, they're the way, they're the direction that we need to work through. It's a gift. Feeling worthless around monies, and society is encouraging that, the economy is encouraging that right now. And I know a lot of wonderful new people. Welcome all my new people in the group. Welcome, welcome. But in the questions to get into the group, the biggest block around money, 99.9% of you say it's lack of self-worth, not feeling worthy around money. I am here to help you shift that. We can't do this anymore. We can't do this anymore. There is a major energetic shift happening through the cosmos right now, and especially on planet Earth. We are going into a new age, the age of Aquarius. And the feelings that you're feeling are disconnected, discombobulated, because you're a spiritual being having a human experience, and all these human heavy things that are going on in the economy, they're messing you up as you're spiritually, naturally up-leveling. And it's very hard for you to connect the spiritual to the physical because they're so discombobulated. Yes? Do you feel that? Let me know if you feel that. So I'm going to be focusing heavily on building up your self-worth over the next handful of lives, because this is, we've got to change this. You are born worthy, and whoever taught you otherwise, I am so sorry. That's awful. But today, let's start putting our foot down to that and be aware of when those feelings of lack of self-worth, worthlessness come in. They are not your thoughts. Someone else put them there. So you need to say, oh, delete, cancel, wipe that screen clear in your mind, put in a new thought. We're not doing this anymore. You don't have time to expel this energy. Feeling less than fucks up all your energy. Fucks up your confidence, fucks up how you wake up in the morning. It messes up how you treat yourself, how you treat others. Yes? It's a very powerful thing that we need to shift and alter. And if you're feeling like your self-worth is good, let's build it up even more. So I would love for you to share with me. I would love for you to tell me, what are the questions that you have around the lack of self-worth that you're experiencing? What are you struggling with, so I can focus these conversations specifically for you to shift and alter and change it, because we can change it very fast, okay? So we're going to up-level, advance, establish your self-worth around money, and make it solid, unbreakable. Nobody can touch it. Yes, I'm very passionate about this, because so many of you come into this group, you want help. It's a ghost town in here. And maybe my content needs to improve. Yes, absolutely, 110%. But I am here, I am present every week to help you. I love you. I believe in the entirety of you. I know sometimes it's hardest thing to ask for help, like we've talked about before. But even being a fly on the wall and being present and watching the videos and commenting here and there. You can post anonymously in this group. When you go to post, you can tick post anonymously. Nobody will even know. So if you're feeling insecure, wanting to reach out, but a little embarrassed, post anonymously. I'm going to help you. Let's do this thing, okay? You want to feel worthy, you want to make more of the dollars, shed your distress in the comments. Tell me what is going on so we can start to shift and alter that. And it's going to come from both the physical world and the spiritual world, meaning the meditation, the journaling, the introspective work, that's very important. But I'm going to teach you the things that you can do to set up your life in the day that's going to positively infect your brain as well. Yes. Thank you, Pam. Feeling normal, not fucked up about money. You have come so far, Pam. I'm so proud of you. Elton, our relationship with money is established usually between the ages of 0 to 6. Yes, which means our relationship is deeply rooted in our subconscious. Yep, absolutely. And that can be so discouraging for people to hear, that the way that I act and interact with my daily life was established before the age of 7. There's no hope for me. Your brain is still malleable. We can still shift it, but it's that incremental, monumental change. It's the baby steps that you take. The little 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, adding 5 more minutes the next day. Gentle, being gentle will start to shift. And once you change the way that you look at things, the things in your life that you look at change. It's my most favoriteest quote from Dr. Wayne Dyer. Paul, my mind tells me I'm unintelligent. Somebody else put that there, my friend. Those aren't your thoughts. And whenever that thought comes up, cancel, delete. Imagine your brain like a movie screen, like a TV screen, and it comes up, I am unintelligent. Cancel, delete, wipe that slate clean. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. I find it's really hard when you're struggling with a statement that you say to yourself all the time, like when your brain says that you're unintelligent, I am unintelligent. It's very hard to polarize that and shift that into a positive affirmation and just say, I am intelligent. That doesn't feel really authentic. I find a very shifting, baby step, gentle, incremental, monumental change statement you could say to yourself is every day in every way I'm getting better and better. Another Wayne Dyer thingy. And then I become that way around others. Sure, that makes total sense. But now that you're aware of it, now that you know that that's not you, that's not who you are, you get the joy of whenever that thought comes up for you, saying, no, thank you. That does not resonate with me. And that's actually not true. Remember, the negative yuckies that we experience in our lives, the negative things that we say to ourselves, those are the areas that we need to shift. Those are the areas that we need to focus on. Through that darkness is the light. And you are the light. You being the light has to walk through that darkness so that darkness dissipates. Sorry, there's a little fruit fly in here, so I'm not going crazy. Yes, you are the light. You always have been, and you always will be. And whoever tells you otherwise, let them be free of being in your life anymore. Let go of those who do not add to your life, but instead take away. Surround yourself with people who add to your life, who make you feel good about you, who make you feel happy. Yes? Please share. That's something I'll focus on in my conversations. Share how you feel less than, and we're going to dive into it and break through it and come out the other side full of light and illuminated, confident, and lack of self-worth will be a person that you shed a long time ago that you will never ever step back into. Don't step back into this lack of self-worth meat suit. No, shed that old meat suit, step into a new one. Blech. Yes, try not to get emotionally attached to the opinions of others. Your thoughts, especially the thoughts you have of yourself, are what creates your reality. Alrighty, my loves. If you don't have anything else for me today, that is our wonderful conversation. It is such a joy. It is such an honor chatting with you, talking with you, sharing these ideas and philosophies that I hope your brain grabs onto. An octopus. That's a weird thought, but you know what I mean. And absorbs into your conscious mind and positively leaks into your subconscious. I love you. I believe in you with the entirety that I am. And I can't wait until you do too. You all have a wonderful day and stay connected to the group. Lots of good things happening, lots of powerful conversations that we're having in the weeks to come. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.